On September 11th, 2001, our nation stood horrified, breathless, as we witnessed the murder of innocent lives in the 9/11 terrorist attack in New York City. This day stands in infamy and has forever changed the world. Yet a massacre more horrific than the 9/11 terrorist attack occurs every day, and the world is silent. On September 11th, 2,995 lives were lost in the attack. Yet in the United States alone every day, approximately 3,700 unborn are murdered daily. The most dangerous place on the planet is in the womb of a human mother. With approximately 126,000 abortions daily worldwide, no war, no disease, no pestilence even comes close to the death rates due to abortion. How can we be so outraged when we see murder, death, and destruction, yet feel nothing when confronted with abortion? What I've chosen to speak with you about today is life as it pertains to the unborn, and asking and answering three important questions. Is the fetus a human life? Is it wrong to kill human life? And what can we do to support life? Is the fetus a human life? A young girl going to a Planned Parenthood abortion clinic seeks the answer to this question. She might be able to justify the choice to abort if she's told it's not really a human. The counselors at Planned Parenthood are prepared, to which the answer, no, it's just a fetus. Some medical authorities, including Planned Parenthood, agree that life begins after the child is born, once he's taken his first breath. Convenient, but not true. Let's look at an authority as old as history itself for a moment to see what it has to say on the matter. The Bible. In the scriptures, King David describes fetal creation. He says, "For you formed me in my mother's womb, you wove together my inward parts, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Unlike Planned Parenthood, King David recognized that a fetus is a divinely created human being from the point of conception before the child's first breath. In their quest to answer the question, is the fetus a human life, a United States Senate Judiciary Committee invited 8 world-renowned and critically acclaimed experts to testify in court as to when life began. Based on scientific fact alone, all unanimously agreed that life begins at conception. 2 of the doctors' testimonies provide poignant evidence. Dr. Alfred M. Mangoni, professor of pediatrics and obstetrics at the University of Pennsylvania, said, quote, "Human life begins at conception. The life starts at this point and is continued through to adulthood and or death," end quote. Dr. Jerome Lejeune, professor of genetics at the University of Descartes in Paris, also the discoverer of the chromosome pattern Down syndrome, had this to say, quote, "Once fertilization has taken place, a new human life has come into existence. It is no longer a matter of taste or opinion, not a metaphysical contention. It is plain experimental evidence that human life begins at conception. Every human being has a very neat beginning, and that beginning is conception," end quote. Now what about abortion doctors? When do those doctors say that life begins? Former abortionist Anthony Lavatino says, quote, "The doctors know that this is a human life, that this is a human that they are killing," end quote. Dr. Bernard Nathanson, who supervised and performed over 75,000 abortions himself, says, quote, "It is clear that permissive abortion is purposeful destruction of what is undeniably human life," end quote. We've seen through the evidence of not only scriptures, but experts and even abortion doctors themselves that the fetus is a human life. Yet they take life daily. So this brings me to my next logical question. Is it wrong to kill human life? The biblical standard is quite clear in the 10 Commandments. The 6th says, "Thou shalt not murder." Matthew Henry, in his concise Bible commentary, illuminates this point further for us by saying that we have an obligation and a duty, not only to ourselves, but to those around us, that from the point we've been given life, we are forbidden to take not only another man's life, but our own lives as well. Another ancient text from the Babylonian Empire, the Code of Hammurabi, speaks harshly for the consequences of murder, death. But was it only the ancients who viewed murder as wrong and immoral? When Hitler murdered 20,946,000 innocent lives, including 6 million Jews, the world recognized the injustice, the wrong, and the sin of Hitler's actions and waged war against Hitler to stop the Holocaust. A more recent example, if you'd like, the United States has entered into the War on Terror, retaliating against the terrorists for the 2,995 lives lost in the attack on September 11th. No one condones murder. Laws past and present in every nation have been penned to punish murder. Wars have been fought and men have given their own lives to protect the sanctity of human life. So we agree that the fetus is a human life, and that murder is wrong. So why does abortion persist? Former owner and director of abortion clinics Carol Everett says, quote, "Money is the driving force behind the abortion industry. It's a very lucrative business, the largest unregulated industry in our nation. Every woman has two questions. Is it a baby, and does it hurt? The abortion doctors must lie to the women to receive the consent of the mother to abort the child and then collect the clinic's fees. We don't do any real counseling here. We sell abortion," end quote. Now, at this point, pro-abortion advocates would argue, well, we need abortion to protect the mothers. They say, well, what if it's rape or incest, or what if the mother's health is in danger? Pregnancies due to rape, incest, and the mother's health being in danger are referred to as hard cases. However, only a shocking 1% of all abortions are due to hard cases. The other 99% are used as a means of birth control, or the mother being unwilling to take responsibility for her actions. We cannot allow the 1% to dictate what happens to the 99%. And furthermore, and more importantly, whether we're dealing with a hard case or not, the result is still a human life, which needs us to protect it. So this brings me to my last question, and that is, what can we do to support life? The first and most important thing all of us need to do on a daily basis is pray. We can pray that this lie, this injustice, and this contradiction in society will end. We can pray for the unborn and their protection. We can pray for the emotional and mental health of pregnant mothers, that they will see the truth and embrace the human life within them. Another thing we can do is sponsor pro-life organizations. One organization I'm closely involved with is the Live Action Organization. They use media and investigative journalism to expose and educate about abortion. Students for Life of America is committed to educating college students about issues of abortion, euthanasia, and infanticide. Their goal is to equip college pro-lifers with the tools necessary to be effective pro-life communicators. Focus on the Family has two organizations, HeartLink and Be a Voice.